In today's episode, we're going to be working with a large ball of yarn that's loops and threads, and it's in an oatmeal color. And we're going to be creating a finger crocheted Afghan where you're only going to be using 2 fingers to actually make your Afghan. There's just a couple of things you need to know from a crochet standpoint in order to be able to do this. The first thing that you need to know how to do is make a slip stitch, because you're going to need to chain 41 to create the foundation for your Afghan. So to create a slip stitch, I'm just putting my yarn between my 2 fingers and pulling a loop up. And you can see that that gives me a nice slip stitch. When you're finger crocheting, you're always going to keep your thumb and your pointer finger between your working yarn, the loop here, and you pull to start your chain. You just pull the yarn through, the working yarn through. And you want to go ahead and chain 41. Now, when we're making this, again, you're going to need to know how to do this, and you'll need to know how to do a single crochet. And I'll show you after you get done chaining 41 what you do to start doing your single crochets across. So go ahead, chain 41, and then we'll come back and look at how to start your single crochets. Now that you have your 41 chains completed, what we need to do is start our foundation row. And to do that, we're going to go into the second chain from your fingers, and we're going to do a single crochet. So I'm just going to stick my forefinger through the top of that chain, and I'm going to grab the working yarn. So now I have 2 loops on my thumb and my forefinger, and then I'm just going to grab the working yarn and pull through both of those loops. So now that's our first single crochet. We're going to do that all the way across. And when we get to the end of this foundation row, we'll come back and I'll show you how to set up for your second row. And that second row is going to be how you crochet the rest of the Afghan. So go ahead, finish out this row, and we'll come right back. Okay, now that you have your foundation row done with single crocheting across, you'll have 40 single crochets. So what we need to do now is we need to turn this and start working the main pattern for this. So what I want to do is just do a chain 1, which will be my turning chain. And then also, before I start the second one, if you need to, you can stretch this. If it got a little bit of waviness to it, go ahead and stretch it out so that it's nice and uniform for you. So I've turned it around, and I'm going to now single crochet in the back loop only of each of these 40 single crochets across. And when we talk about back loop only, you can see that we have 2 loops here in a single crochet, and I'll stick my finger through that. So we have two loops make up our single crochet. And as we're doing this, I'm going to be working in the back loop only, so that's the only one that I want to work in. And what that'll do is create a nice ridge pattern on your Afghan, so it'll look really nice and textured. So I'm going to put my finger through the back loop only of that first single crochet. I'm going to pull a loop up, and then I'm going to pull the loop through, or pull the working yarn through the 2 loops on my finger. And again, to the next one, just in the back loop only, pull a loop up. Now I've got 2 loops on my thumb and forefinger, and just pull that through. And again, we're just doing single crochets, but we're working in the back loop only. That's going to be the pattern all the way through. So for each of these next rows, you'll single crochet in the back loop only across, chain 1, turn, single crochet in the back loop only, all the way through until you either run out of yarn or you get to the desired length of the Afghan that you want. We'll come back and I'll show you then how to finish off the Afghan once you've run out of yarn or you've gotten to that desired length. Okay, I've switched back over to the Afghan that I finished prior to creating this video, just to show you what the pattern looks like. You can see the ridges that are on the piece by using the back loop only when you're crocheting across on each row. And this Afghan was 40 inches wide by 65 inches long. To finish off your Afghan, when you get to the end of your last row, you can just pull the loop through so you've got a knot on the end. And then you just go ahead and weave it into the back loops. So using your fingers, you know, it's very easy to do because this is such bulky yarn. And if I didn't say it before, this is loops and thread, bulky, and what I used originally was oatmeal. This is sandstone. So you can find this at Michael's or probably any other craft store. That's as simple as it is. These are very quick to make. I think that this size, the 40 by 65, was less than 2 hours for me to make. They're extremely warm and perfect for the winter months. I hope you liked this video. If you'd like to see more of these, please subscribe to my channel. And my goal is to, you know, keep these videos now under 10 minutes so that you can get the idea of how to create these without having to spend a lot of time watching a video. So subscribe to my channel and leave comments. Thanks, and I hope you have a great day. And at the end of this video, I'll show you just a few photos of the finished Afghans so you can get a better idea of what it looks like. Thanks.